Morning, everyone. To get going, good morning. I hope everybody is having a great time today, that you're at work, you're getting things going. Tarrant J is on. Good to have you. Treasured Touch, good to see you this morning as well. Charles and Kim, nice to have you as well. Janet, I see that you're on again. Good morning. Polly is on. Love that. I hope you will let me know where you're coming from. Flo and Steve. Connie is on. Good morning back to you. Let me know where you're coming in from. I love to know where everybody's from. Terry, I see you're on. Good to see you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in about a month. Wow, that is coming up very quickly. So we are going to get going right away today. I've got a meeting here this morning, and I had a little trouble getting on Periscope this morning. So here we go. We're going to be talking about those overwhelming feelings again. We've kind of had that as our theme going this week. Jack, I see that you're on. Kavat 458, thank you for joining me, and we are going to get going. Let me just go live here on Facebook, and I'll be right back. So in just 3, 2, 1, here we go. Good morning, all our Facebook people. It's good to see you as well. We're talking about being overwhelmed. And in case you don't know who I am, my name is Vicki Adrian. I am a small business owner in the little town of Buhler, Kansas. And I have been doing what I love to do. I've been so blessed to do this for 33 years now. But I also work with other retailers and entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses. And so here we go. As a small business owner, there are often too many ideas, too many tasks and projects, too many orders to place, employees to hire, displays to be built, leases to be negotiated, emails to be written, research to be done, and not enough time or resources to do all of those things. So entrepreneurs are a creative bunch of people, and we're always thinking of new ways to grow our business. We never run out of things to do on our to-do business, or on our business. But there are only 24 hours in every day, and there's only 365 days in a year. And if you're in the midst of starting, running, or growing your business, those hours and minutes just fly by very fast. So in this series, we've been talking about the overwhelm that we face on a daily basis as entrepreneurs, and what are some actionable steps we can take to overcome that feeling. So Darnyelle Jervey, who is a business blogger and a speaker, summed it up really well. She says, by definition, overwhelm means give too much of a thing to someone, to inundate. And the truth is, if you're overwhelmed, it's because there's chaos around you. So you likely need to get somewhere, sit down, and seek some clarity. So there are many ways to do this, of course. You can schedule a solo one-day refocusing retreat in a local hotel. You can spend an hour away from your desk at working in a coffee shop. And I know Carol, I think Carol's on today. She does that regularly. You can take a long contemplative walk or a hike. Or for one of the guys in our mastermind group, sitting in the woods in a deer stand is where he seems to find clarity. And hi from California, Kim. That is where I am from originally as well. So good to have you. So, but what if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, this morning, this very minute? Either you're driving to work, you're sitting at your desk already, or you're getting ready to head into work. You're feeling that right now. What if you can't pack your bags and go to a hotel at this moment? You can't leave the business to go to a coffee shop. Kim says, where do we go if we feel overwhelmed and don't know how to break things down? That's actually what we're talking about today, Kim. So maybe it's not deer season, and your wife will think you've lost your marbles if she finds you sitting in a deer stand this time of year. But you need to take some action today. So in case you missed yesterday's episode, let me remind you of the rules. You just need to pick one of these and do it today. Don't overload yourself by doing more, by trying to do it all. You can't do all of these tips at the same time. If you want to talk about overwhelm, that would be it. You can't do all of this at one time. So yesterday in episode 169, we talked about 3 ways to start. Number 1, calm yourself down. Set priorities and centralize your to-do list. So those were 3 things that you could take action on yesterday. So if you missed that episode, you can catch up by going to vimeo.com/Vicki Adrian and just look for episode 169. It's at the very top of the page. But today we're going to talk about 3 additional ways to beat those feelings of overwhelm. Number 1 is focus. So choose one task, and remember we talked about prioritizing your list yesterday. Even though our lists are a mile long, we need to pick only 2 or 3 of them, and that would be your most important work, the things that you must get done. And for me, that means things that are going to bring people into my store, such as writing an email, getting it out the door. Those are things that are actionable steps that make a difference in my business. Cleaning out the broom closet here at the store is not going to bring anyone into my business, even though it's something that needs to be done. So here's today's tips. Number 1, focus. Choose one task and focus solely on that until it's complete. Now, if it is a really big project that's going to take several days or 8 hours to complete, work on it for a set amount of time and then change over to another project. So I'm thinking of my friend Connie, who I believe is on here this morning, and many of our other Hallmark store owners. They are right now in the midst of placing their big ornament orders, and these are huge decisions that need to be made. They would be truly overwhelming for me. So it's a huge commitment of both time and money, and unfortunately we can't pay for those orders with monopoly money. It's real dollars that we're spending. And so Connie and all of the other Hallmark people need to be very focused on placing that order because it is so important to the bottom line of their business. They need to be making very wise decisions. So while you're doing that, work on it for an hour or 2 hours in a block of time where you are not interrupted. Turn off your notifications on your phone. Yesterday, Connie said she had gone and sat outside in her backyard and just was listening to the birds, and it was in a very calm place for her. So she wasn't trying to do that at the store where she was very distracted. And so, again, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take yourself physically away and sit down. Kim's saying focus. Choose what is most important. Absolutely, absolutely. You're getting it. So just stop multitasking. That will only lead to more overwhelm. So we've talked a lot about that in our Theme Your Workday episodes, and again, you can find those over on our Vimeo channel. Number 2 is something my mom did for us as we were growing up. Set a timer. Work on one task for 20 minutes and then walk away. Take a break. Next week, add 5 minutes to that. So go for 25 minutes at a time. This will help you build up your focus time. To be able to have that sustained focus time and energy, that mental energy to concentrate, just takes really working on it. It's just like a muscle. You've got to exercise it. So, but just so you know, most adults can only work at their peak for 20 minutes or so at a time. So don't set yourself an hour without taking a little walk around 5-minute break. My mom used to do this when we had big projects, when we were doing like spring cleaning. She would set a timer. We'd work for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then we'd take a little break and do something fun. And then we would go back to our project. And so I think that is a great little simple tip that you can do. Set your timer on your phone. And I do that all the time. I just think it's a great tool. That leads into our last tip for the day. And number 3 is give yourself the gift of distraction. Sometimes we just push ourselves too hard. Owning a business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We are in this for the long term. Like I say, I've been doing this for 33 years. Many of you have been in business for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. You know that this is a marathon. We're not going to accomplish all of those things in one day or 2 days or 1 week. So every few hours, take a break from your work. Step out the front door of your store or your office or your business. Get a breath of fresh air. Play some different music. Go for a walk. Read a fun book. I have 23. Read a fun book. Have coffee with a friend. Yesterday I left the building and went and had lunch. One of my friends was having a birthday, had about 7 or 8 gals there. We just had so much fun, and I came back refreshed. I got so much done yesterday afternoon. It was amazing. But when I am in this office for 8 or 9 or 10 hours at a time, I lose that productivity. So take a break. Do anything that makes your heart and takes your heart and your mind away from your business. And Connie is saying, do some yoga stretches and breathe deeply. Absolutely. That is such good advice. So good. I'm so glad you put that on there, Connie. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to be rewarded with a clear mind and a fresh perspective when you come back to work, just like it was for me yesterday. I came back and I was ready to hit the ground running, and again got so much done. So as we close today, let me invite you to treat the feeling of overwhelm and anxiety as a friend. This is your body's way. It's your emotional indicator letting you know that you need to slow down. I need to slow down and to readjust our center of focus on something else that makes us feel better. So we need to pay attention to these signals that our body is sending to us. So it's also a reminder that we have choices, and that in most cases we can design our day. No matter how rough our day might have been yesterday, or it's going today already, every morning is a new chance to start over. It's a new chance to start fresh. Get out a clean piece of paper. Yesterday I stopped at Office Max and got some new notebooks. And I love electronics. I am a techie girl, but I still like to write out my to-dos on notebooks, and I do all my Facebook posts in a notebook. And it's just nice to have a fresh, clean one, a fresh, clean start. So I really invite you to do that today. These 3 steps, these are not difficult things. So number 1 was focus. Number 2, set a timer. Such a simple idea. And number 3, give yourself that gift of distraction. Remember that we're in this as a marathon. This is not a sprint as small business owners. So I've created a daily action list that you can download by going to bit.ly/overwhelm, and somewhere, here it is. You can take a screenshot of this. There it is. I'll leave it up for just a minute. You can just do a screenshot on your phone if that's where you're listening. There we go. And we will send that right out to you. And it's a list of about, maybe 20 just actionable steps that you can take to beat this feeling of overwhelm. And tomorrow we're going to wrap up our series on overwhelm. I hope you will join me again today. I've got 3 other really good tips that I think that will be helpful to you. So if you're listening to this today and you're not already on our email list, just go to remarkableretailer.com, and you'll see my picture in the corner. Just click on that, join our email list over there, and we've got an absolutely free resource guide for you that has some great business books, some tips, and some tools that you can use right away in your own business. You can also catch, what are you talking about? I'm talking about Overcoming Overwhelm for small business owners today. You can also catch over 90 previous episodes of these Periscopes over on our Vimeo channel, and that's vimeo.com/Vicki Adrian. It's VICKI Adrian. Lastly, if you're learning from this, I would love if you would go over to our Facebook page. And those of you that are live on Facebook, I am so thankful for you. But if you would click the like button and leave me a comment or two, it just lets me know that the content that I'm bringing to you is helpful and that it does make a difference in your business life. And of course, you can always email me. I still answer my emails. It is Vicki, VICKI, @remarkableretailer.com. So I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. I'm going to say goodbye to our Facebook people. Bye-bye. I will see you later today. There we go. And for our Periscope listeners, I want to thank you today so much for all of the hearts. It really fuels me up as I research these articles or these little messages that I bring to you every day. I want you to know that I really appreciate it. It fuels me up and it keeps me going and ready to keep bringing you good information. Thanks again for joining me. I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.